Welcome to the Bearded Butchers making bratwurst. Today we're gonna make up 100 pounds, 4 different flavors using our DIY 25-pound kits. Should be a lot of fun, should be easy to work through. We're gonna be using the number 22 dual grind. That's right, I said dual grind. That means that this grinder has a coarse grind plate and a medium, call it fine grind plate, both built into the head. Kind of an innovative feature coming out of Meet Your Maker. We love it. We've used it a couple of times, and what's great is we're gonna be able to do one pass through. So it starts with 25 pounds of your favorite protein, or whatever's readily available to you. You can go to your local source for meat, and whatever that might be, supermarket, butcher, backyard, don't grab the dog, but anyway, you're gonna find 25 pounds of protein. Today it's pork. This can be venison, this could be beef, it could be turkey, it could be anything. You're gonna chunk it up into nice, golf ball sized chunks. Once you have it in a lug like this, you're gonna mix one of your bags of the Bearded Butcher Blend seasoning. We're gonna start with Georgia Peach. So this is our maple base flavor. You just simply pour the entire contents of one bag into 25 pounds. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hand blend this to get it all incorporated into this trim. And then I'm going to grind it through the grinder. We like to do that because it really mixes those spices in to that protein really nice. So we'll get it hand mixed and get started grinding.
The maple seasoning that Scott's using today to make these brats, we formulated this recipe over the years here at White Feather Meats. It's a very popular one. These are the brats.
Now, time out. You can take the credit.
Okay.
He said we. That came right out of that 8-inch space between his ears.
Between here and here. All right, I came up with the recipe. We've used it here for years. It's very popular in our bratwurst. Folks love it. That's why we're bringing it to you. I would like to add, the ingredients are very clean. Real maple sugar, brown sugar, sea salt, spices, a little bit of rice flour to keep it from caking, but there are no artificial ingredients in here. When you're eating the maple, you're eating real maple syrup that's been reduced down into a sugar. So just to bring that to light, that's our maple seasoning.
Now that we hand blended all of our spices in, we get started grinding.
Scott's gonna be using the foot pedal on this meat grinder today. It's super handy, hands-free. He can just work at grinding. I'm gonna work at just feeding him with some of the cubes. As you can see in this pork, it's gonna be about an 80-20 fat to meat ratio.
Because of that dual grind feature that's built in here, we're gonna get a really nice one pass grind for bratwurst that we're really happy with.
My mouth's watering, and we haven't even started cooking these yet. We did the math on it yesterday. We have 600 pounds of maple sugar headed this direction from Maine. That is the equivalent of 7,500 gallons of syrup if we did our math right.
Now that everything is ground out, we can dump in our dried peaches.
I've got the peaches. Scott's gonna do the mixing.
This is kind of like just kneading bread dough or whatever. Just roll these around. The idea is to get it nicely incorporated in there so every bite has some dried peaches.
This used to be a seasonal flavor for us here at White Feather Meats until it became so popular that our customers begged us to keep it year-round in our store, so we did. Thousands and thousands of pounds later, here we are. This is Meat's 15-pound stuffer. Little tip for you. Get some C-clamps, C-clamp them to your table because it'll save you a lot of frustration trying to hold this by yourself. So attach it to your table and we'll get to stuffing. You want to run your plunger down a little bit and then press your airlock to release that air out of the top. You can see the protein starting to come through your horn. Clear horn. from meat. That's a pretty handy feature because that way you can see where your product is. 32 millimeter collagen casing that we sell in the kit. You want to feed this on, you can see the direction here, this end's closed, so you want to feed it onto your stuffing horn in this direction. And we're just going to start putting these into our casings.
The trick when you're stuffing this is not to overstuff it, because we're gonna want a little bit to work with, but you also want to try to avoid air pockets as you go through here.
It's time to get some sausages in the packages. I'm gonna go through and just pinch this collagen casing in the lengths that we want. Scott's gonna go through and cut them.
Knife or scissors, your choice. Seth's just pinching those so that way that they're pre-measured and none of the sausage wants to squeeze out of there. You can twist them if you'd like. It's entirely a preference. You are welcome to do however you want to do it.
It's a little bit more difficult with a collagen casing. They will at times break on you. So like Scott said, if you want to spend the time doing that, you can.
Great time to point out, we were left with just one little burger patty out of the bottom of the stuffer. Any portion that you're doing here, of course, can be made into a bulk package or a patty if you want to make a portion of it into those. You don't have to put them all in the casing. We busted out the Gatling gun for sausages. This is a Devro Z-linker. When we were doing commercial, this is how we ran all of our bratwurst links out, and it perfectly portions them, pinches them, cuts them all for you.
So depending on how many pounds of sausages or brats you're going to be making, maybe you go in with your friends, whoever you're doing this with, and maybe you want one of these Z-linkers. Super handy, obviously speeds the process up by a ton.
Mango Tango time. So starts with our base maple seasoning, hand blended into our pork trimmings. Let's get to grinding.
This is what makes Mango Tango so delicious. You saw the maple seasoning. Now we're going in with the dried mangoes right into that ground mix. And if you like sweet and spicy, this is the one for you.
The mangoes add the sweet along with the maple, and then so that's the mango, believe it or not. The Tango is the jalapeno flakes and powder. That combination is super important because that gives you your flavor. Can't just do the dried flakes and you can't just do the powder. You got to have the right ratio of the two. We learned all this, of course, through our commercial butchery.
The key here is to get a nice even mix because you don't want a big blob in certain areas and not the others, because somebody will get lit on fire when they eat their brat, and then the other person it won't be quite as hot. But so just a nice even mix of these ingredients.
Jalapeno cheddar begins with our base Bearded Butcher blend bratwurst seasoning. Just a classic bratwurst. Again, clean ingredients, that's all we use. So simple blend of salt, spices. Incorporate that into our 25 pounds of pork trim before we grind. Now that we've got it grind out with the spices in it, we're going to mix in the cheese and the dried jalapeno powder and flakes. We do not like to grind these dried jalapenos because we want to have that definition of those flakes in our bratwurst when it's stuffed. Of course, you do not want to grind your cheese. That's always hand blended into the mix. Beam me up, Scotty.
Ready for me to spice it up?
Just shake in some, then I'll mix and then get my hands out of the way. Scott's hot tip, I like to do that meat drilling right there. We'll do the reverse and we'll do the flip and we'll get a new layer to sprinkle on. All right, 25 pounds of protein. We're gonna do just fresh brat. So that's our bratwurst seasoning mixed in. We grind this through the grinder. This is just your classic bratwurst style seasoning, very clean seasoning that we have, no sugar. Mix it in here and we can get started grinding. Just finished grinding. Now, one of the great things about our base flavor is that you can add to that. In fact, mushroom and Swiss is one of our favorite brats. I happen to have some diced portobello mushrooms, 2.5 pounds. That's the ratio we always use. And we sell the high temp Swiss cheese. So we're gonna turn this base flavor into mushroom and Swiss bratwurst. First, we blend in the cheese. So these are portobello mushrooms. You can get fresh portobellos and chop them up yourself. They make a really great mushroom and Swiss brat, or you can make mushroom and Swiss burgers out of them too. So you can get the Swiss cheese from us, get some portobellos, dice them up, and throw them in here.
And it doesn't have to be pork as your protein. You can make beef, mushroom and Swiss burgers. You can make venison. You can make, you know, moose, elk, bear, whatever you want. Mushroom and Swiss.
So we went ahead and ground out all of our remaining flavors. And we're gonna start stuffing. This is our mango tango. We are done linking and cutting. We've got 25 pounds of Georgia peach, 25 pounds of mango tango, 25 pounds of jalapeno cheddar, 25 pounds of mushroom and Swiss. The only thing left to do, get these packed up, throw them on the grill because we got to try them. So with just the DIY processing provisions that we have on our website and the made with meat equipment, we have commercial grade, commercial quality bratwurst.
Georgia peach, mango tango, jalapeno and cheddar, and mushroom and Swiss. Which one are you thinking that you're gonna enjoy the most? They're all gonna be phenomenal. Is there any particular flavor that kind of trips your trigger the most out of all of these?
I'm probably gonna like the mushroom and Swiss the best. I mean, mushrooms are a love it or hate it type thing. In this case, I really, really like them, but a Georgia peach and a mushroom and Swiss, one of each is the only way to do it.
And I'm sort of partial to the mango tango. I like sweet and spicy. So yeah, we want to show you how easy this process is to duplicate at home using our recipes. This is a product we sell right here in our store. And let's go get some on the grill. I'm hungry.
Ta-da! Best part of the whole process is when you get to throw them on the grill. The hardest part of the process is remembering which brats are which when you do throw them on the grill.
Do you remember?
I swear if we had little tuxedo ties for each one of them that said, I'm a mushroom and Swiss, I'm a jalapeno cheddar. They don't have to use that voice. It would be just great.
I think they should use the voice though.
Gotta have ice cream. I don't like the way it looks. Right. I was just worried when it all. Golly! that scared me more than it hurt.
Brats are coming off. Got a few done over here. I'm just temping through these. Ooh, Doesn't that look amazing? Looking good. A good meat thermometer, you can't beat it. Don't overcook these. Took them all at about 170. Georgia peach, mango tango, jalapeno cheddar, mushroom and Swiss. Let them cool down a little bit here. Get them on some buns and give them a try. We're sitting here waiting for our brats to cool a little bit.
Every single time. Spin around there,
what's
Spencer.
Your old man? He's off the chain. What's he up to? The grass hasn't grown in 2 weeks. You could leave it for winter and it wouldn't matter. Okay, we're gonna try one of each in a bun. Seth, you're gonna cross cut them so we can.
Yep.
We can.
How big of a bite do you want?
There's gonna be no condiments.
You want to cut them in half, or you want me to cut them in more than half?
Just cut bites, I guess. No condiments, no sauces, no nothings. I'm gonna go down through the line just the same way that we made them. Look at that. Got some dried peaches in there.
You going middle?
Yeah.
Went straight smack dab in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Mmm. Mmm. That is amazing. It's got that nice sweetness, not too much. Got the texture from those peaches.
They caramelize a little bit. This one's always been a huge fan favorite.
Mango tango time. Oh, look at that.
These are my favorite.
Dried peach with a dried jalapeno right beside it.
You said peach, that's a mango.
Dried mango. Got the mango and the tango. Mmm. Mmm.
That's sweet and spicy.
And that jalapeno flavor with that spicy. Get that sweetness right off the bat. Mmm. Now, I've zinged it up a little with the mango tango.
Let's keep zinging.
Jalapeno cheddar.
See how that high temp cheese melts, but it doesn't, like, you don't lose all of it?
Oh my goodness. Just wonderful classic brat flavor. That casing is so nice to bite through. We use collagen casings. We prefer them because, yeah, they aren't quite as durable as natural casings, but the bite on them is so nice, especially when grilled.
Now, a lot of people have said that even though they don't like mushrooms, they love the mushroom and Swiss.
That mushroom and Swiss, let's give it a try. Mmm. Oh man. That sweet creamy of that Swiss
So
and that
good.
mushroom flavor behind it, mixed with the just great classic pork flavor.
They're all delicious. So far and above just your standard brat. Put those extras in there, put the high temp cheese, put the, you know, whether it be the mushrooms, the mangoes, the jalapenos, the peaches. Absolutely phenomenal. We sell these in the store. They're our #1 seller. They're a huge hit. We wanted to bring the excitement to you, the enjoyment, and offer it as a seasoning kit along with the casings. All you have to do is add the protein and make these yourself at home. And I guarantee you spend a Saturday doing this with your family and friends, put these in your freezer, they're incredible. You're gonna absolutely love them.
Commercial provisions, which are DIY processing spices, commercial grade equipment that you can use at home with the made with meat. You get incredible bratwurst. Like Seth said, we sell 1,000 pounds or so a week out of our retail store. You get the exact same thing that you produce at home by just adding the protein. Pork, deer, beef, whatever. You start with the protein, mix it in, formulate them like this, you're gonna have an amazing experience just like we had.
Absolutely incredible. We're gonna continue with the DIY series. We'll go on to something else next. And until then, see ya.